You watching We Know Nothing podcast. And if you like what you see here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on YouTube under We Know Nothing podcast, or look up Jones Films. That's JONEZFILMZ, Jones Films on YouTube. Hey, follow We Know Nothing podcast. Dang. When you clapped, that audio went out or something.
Yeah, I heard that. Like you couldn't handle it. But
that's what she said.
Yeah, that's weird. But whatever.
You never ever heard that before. All right, G Pat. So what's up, man? What we talking about today, man? What's on the trendy?
I think you should
trending list today.
You should probably talk about that women basketball.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into that. Actually, I had found out something new to the story because we was talking about it the other day. I also found out that the reason why they invited the white girl to the White House is because she also broke records. So it wasn't just like, I guess they had to have a reason to invite her. So it just wasn't no reason. She actually, I guess, broke some NCAA records. So I guess that's their way of acknowledging it.
Yeah.
So
to me, in other words, no reason.
I mean,
ain't no reason.
It's still not. I guess it depends on what records has been broken, I guess. But
no.
I guess because the main reason for a college team going to the White House is if they win the NCAA championship. So I definitely get it.
Right. So why now invite somebody because they broke a record? You know how many women done broke records?
I guess they should have honored her on the court. Something like that. Did a ceremony or something separate. But let the champions have a moment is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, I think it's bold, man. Actually, I think it's deeper than just that, I honestly think that if you want me to be real, I actually think it's a racial thing, it's always a problem when we do something. Let's put it that way. When black folk get to doing something, it's a problem. So once we did it, it's now aggressive, unsportsmanlike, and so they just don't want to agree with us. They don't want to be a part of agreeing with the media. That's what I was going with. The media. I think the media has took control over this thing to where media twist and turn things so much. So now that the media is on it, they like, what she's doing is unsportsmanlike and, whoop-de-whoop. I feel like now the White House is like, hey, if we just have the champions here, it's almost like we agree, with their actions and with what with the unsportsmanlike conduct. So I think that's their way, low key, and trying to like kind of diffusing things. But in the same sense, in the same token, if you want to be right, politically correct, what's the issue with the black girl doing this? There's no issue. So in all reality, a conflict was created. There's no real issue. The real issue. So now that there's no real issue, the White House only would have invited the champions. They never would have invited the other team. The only reason why they did is because the media created this issue of the black girl, being unsportsmanlike because she did it. But why? The bigger question is why? Like why do you think, Pat, man, this is a question for you, man. Why do you think us African Americans, and I guess I ain't gonna always say we targeted, but why do you feel like, man, we targeted? Like, especially specifically this situation. Why does this Caucasian lady? Why does she get away with it, but we don't?
I think it's our culture and how we portray ourselves. So that's the second part to it. The first part really is, I think that the way TV has portrayed us. You see it's on the news, like it's usually something bad. And so when somebody see us acting somewhat like that don't be around black people like that, or people that see us that don't really be around black people, and then they see how you act now, it's like, or you even give them a little glimpse of what they seen on the news or some TV show or something, they probably gonna put you in that box.
I see where you're going with that. That's actually really deep. If y'all understand what he's saying, basically you saying that that people are judging us off the stereotype.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's kind of nuts. Because if you think about it, it's just like, can we really blame them then? Because if they only know us off stereotypes, if they only know us from TV shows, music videos, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, crimes or whatever, they only know us for what the media put out, right?
Yeah, but man, people ain't retarded, man.
But look, if they only know a certain race or whatever for what the media puts out, right, and they treat that race according to what they have learned about that race, are they necessarily wrong in a sense?
Right. So what I was about to say, people ain't retarded, and if somebody different from you, you don't just automatically just be like, oh, this person is exactly how I saw this. But some people are retarded like that.
Yeah.
Some people probably would like just see people and be like, well, obviously not probably, that's happening. But seeing black people like, oh, I saw them on First 48 or something like that. And on First 48, you need to watch your back from them and junk like that. So I could understand it to a certain extent, but you gotta, as a grown person, you gotta take time to either change your mind or be like, all right, I'm gonna like learn about these other cultures, especially if I'm gonna be around them and I'm gonna just be judging them. Take time to actually learn about them if you're gonna be around them.
And check me out on We Don't Love This podcast. Is it so?
Yeah. So let me give you an example if I can. So I think okay, so let me give you an example. Say if you have a white couple, a white family out at the grocery store, and then you got a black family out at the grocery store, and let's just say, the black young lady get into an argument with another young lady or whatever, and she hooping and hollering, yeah, F you, whoop, 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 whoop. And let's just say the other lady is calm, and she's like, ma'am, get out my face, and do something like that. And the black lady say, oh, you touch me, whoa, 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 and go and start wailing on her, and let's just say that's, what people are accustomed to seeing, because that's what we see a lot. We see a lot of fights. I'm not gonna necessarily say they're predominantly black, but we definitely see a lot of fights going on. But black people are, I guess, I don't know if this is even stereotypical, but I feel like we are a bit more aggressive than other races.
Yes, that's stereotypical.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I feel like we are.
But more black people. So
yeah, I guess so.
On average, like you probably deal with people where you come from, who act that way. But that don't mean white people ain't.
But when I say aggression, I don't even mean aggression in a bad sense. I guess I don't know. It's just like. I don't know. It's just like I feel like with black people, I feel like we automatically have some type of connection in a sense. Like say if we two complete strangers and then we come into a room together, I feel like our handshake is automatic.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Every black person does the same handshake. It's just certain stuff, what I'm saying? You do the dap. If you dap a black person, he know, boom, boom, boom. He know that, what I'm saying? If you go to any other race and then you do the handshake, they just, may shake your hand. They may not know what to do. The dap may be, So I just feel like that's just one example. So
I think that's a cultural thing. Like if I walk up to or not even a culture thing, it's a setting thing. It's more like if I go up to my boy, I might do that handshake. But if I go to another black person in a business meeting, I'm not gonna do that handshake.
Right, but if he were to do that handshake, he would know that motherfucker.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, so that's my point. My point is that I was proving, because I know I'm losing it as we was going. But my point is, what were we talking about before this? Before we even got on?
Hey, you think I know when you don't know?
I feel like little stuff like that with our handshakes can be perceived as aggression, and if you're looking at it, a deeper purpose, because regular handshakes are like this. So it's just like with black people, we're the ones that embrace each other differently. We do this. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like bad aggression, but it's like aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're just a little bit more aggressive than some cultures naturally. That's just us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Even
I
with
get
the
what you're
language with
saying.
females,
I just don't know if I would use aggression. It's more like
it's aggression for the better lack of words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with women, not all women do this, but even with women, when they greet each other, what's up, bitch? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Bitch, I missed you. You know what I'm saying? I know other cultures do it too, but, I know for a fact that's,
You know for a fact?
Oh, yeah, for a fact.
Okay.
For a fact. Because I've dealt with, I've talked to women in different races too. You know what I'm saying? And
so you basically saying because of your experiences, this is what you think.
Yeah.
But fool, you just said for a fact. But this is We Know Nothing podcast. So,
all right, he got it. This is Nothing podcast. That's a good one.
But like I said, I get what you're saying, but it's based off my experience. But it's still basically everything we talking about will be stereotyping. Because you really just throwing a certain race into a certain, in a certain category, even though we know other people do it. But it just depends on their circumstances, like if they from the hood or if they watch certain things or the type of people they around, whatever. That might just be something. But I kind of get what you're saying a little bit. Based on our experiences and where we from, we know how people are.
Yeah.
And usually when we see other races, it's probably a transaction. Like you seeing a Asian or a white person at the grocery store, they ain't gonna just be in there dapping and shaking hands and junk. Exactly. But that's the only times you're gonna see them.
Right.
Really.
Exactly.
So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna associate that with them.
Right. So, I don't know. I guess that's why. We just. But I don't know whether that makes it right or wrong to judge people.
I do want to bring up something basically off that topic, because even like you starting off talking about the basketball thing with the girls, like I'm a type of person that I'm on two different sides. Like I think some things are racial, but I think a lot of time we be like chasing the racism. Like, and there can be other reasons for stuff to happen, but it seems like we usually chase racism as like, no, if something happened against me and if it was a different race involved too, it's racism.
Right.
But like I said, first, there is racism out here still. Mm-hmm. So is it hard for us to determine? Do you think it's hard for us to determine, or do you think it's easier for us to just jump on it's racism? Or do you really think we think about it and try to see if it's racism or not?
I honestly think it's all of them above, honestly. I think it's all of them. But I guess it depends on, to answer the question directly, I guess it depends on the person you dealing with and their motives and what they're trying to. But I feel like every person is different. Some people are faced with real life situations where they was racially profiled. Some people, was put in a situation where they felt like they was, but they was unsure, and maybe they wasn't, but then maybe they was. So I don't know. It just was different. I don't know. I think it's all of them. But I definitely think we do play on that a lot, though. I think instead of accessing the situation and trying to really figure it out, we do play on that a lot. But then at the same time, it's just around us so much. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had a specific situation at my daughter's school where, they took classroom pictures, and they had about 80 something pictures, and my daughter wasn't in not one picture. And she's the only black girl in her classroom. So I'm like, I instantly got mad just because I take her to school every day and I don't see her in the classroom. That's one. But then I got mad because I'm just like, was she the only, black girl in the classroom? Like, what's going on? Is this a racial thing? But before I actually go to that and go to the school, raising hell, trying to get somebody fired, I had to assess the situation and, try to figure it out. So I just went to the director, and my first step was just expressing my feelings, expressing to them how I feel, and just seeing how they took it, and hearing their response, and, not necessarily pinpointing racism, but bringing it up in a sensitive way. But I didn't feel no type of way. All right, so that's it right there, man. That's a little snippet of We Know Nothing podcast. There's more to come. Go ahead and follow me on YouTube, Wooty Whoop, and nigga, I'm out.